Hey everyone, it's Willis from Friendly Neighborhood Comics, and this is your Friendly Minute. Now, normally I talk about books that I've read, and I suggest that you go out and read, but this time I'm talking about books you should go out and read, and these are the ones I'm really looking forward to. So today we're looking at the previews for February 2018, and we have a guest appearance with us today. Say hello.
Hi.
So today we're going to start looking at the books that are going to be coming out in about 3 months. So one of the publisher we're going to start with is Dark Horse Comics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dark Horse really has 2 books coming out that I'm really looking forward to in February. The first one is Matahari. This is a book, I love timepieces. This is a timepiece book. It's got a lot of spy pieces to it. It almost reminds you of John Carter, if you like those types of books from Dynamite. So this is Dark Horse getting into it. The other timepiece book that they got coming out is a little bit more edgy. I don't really recommend it for everybody if you're a little bit too sensitive. The other one that's coming out is called Incognito Renaissance. It's really the play on word instead of incognito. Obviously, this one is more about the black population, and it's a spy piece. It's back in the Nazi eras. Yes, right, Julian?
Okay.
Okay. So those are 2 timepiece comic books coming out in February. If you really like older spy books, those are going to be the ones that you're going to want to take a look at from Dark Horse Comics. Now, from Image, it's not a new book, but it's been one of my favorite books. Image in February is going to have Sacred Creatures out as a trade. Sacred Creatures has been a great book. It was a good miniseries. I think there were 5 or 6 issues, all great. I really didn't know what to expect from them when I started reading it. Good book, great artwork, good writing. If you're not a fan of picking up single issues, this is going to be one of the trades for you. So, Sacred Creatures, right, Julian?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That's the head saying yes too.
The head saying yes too. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Atomic Robo. So, and speaking of other trades, finally, 2 books that I really liked from years ago are finally hitting the trades, according to previews. So these are coming from Space Goat Productions, SGP. A lot of you may not have heard of Space Goat yet. If you're a fan of Evil Dead, Ash versus the Army of Darkness, Ash books. SGP is the publisher that currently owns most of the Evil Dead series, right? Right.
Yes.
So they're actually reproducing 2 of their original miniseries way before they got into the Evil Dead and everything else. We're talking about Big Game Hunters as well as Mage Inc. 2 really good books. I love them. Big Game Hunters really reminded me of Legal Gentlemen, and Mage Hunters it's just a good magic book that all ages can get into. But if we want to really start looking into what new series are going to come out, what new number 1, I don't know what he's doing in the background. New books that are coming out that they're going to do. Athena Voltaire from Action Lab Comics.
His head.
You're smushing his head? Atomic Robo. I'm sorry, Atomic Robo. He's been defeated. So, Athena Voltaire is another timepiece book. Again, I love them. You should love them. They're great writing. It gives a lot of a good read. So, Athena Voltaire from Action Lab is going to be a good one. Another one that you may want to pay attention to if you're more of a fan of horror books is from Black Mask. Now, Black Mask has been doing a lot of good books lately. Some of you remember Black, a few others. The California book that was just out. But this one's called Come to Me. This one kind of reminds me of Forgetting John Malkovich. or being John Malkovich. So this is where two people can share the same thought process, same mind, and this goes a little too far. So it really looks like a dark book. A lot of the artwork reminds me of Jay Lee, just from what I've seen in the previews. Another book that we want to touch on, especially for the horror fans out there, and this is one of my all-time favorite horror movies, Pumpkinhead is back. Right, Atomic Robo? That's right. The head says yes. Pumpkinhead
says yes.
The dead head says yes. Pumpkinhead is back from Dynamite. Some of my favorite horror movies are coming back to life. The Howling was just out. Now it's Pumpkinhead. You can't miss what the old classic 80s, 90s horror movies. One of the other books that are coming out, if you're a video game fan. Who here is a video game fan?
I'm such a video game fan. I play Roblox every day.
Roblox. What else?
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
I'm trying to get Tracer's golden weapons.
I don't know what any of that means. But one of the video games is coming to comics for the first time, Bloodborne. This looks like a little bit of maybe what's the one of the video games that the kids play. I don't know what the kids are. What are you into?
I've gotten into Plants vs. Zombies, Battlefront.
Yeah, this one's more a little bit like Assassin's Creed. I know this is a little...
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw...
Where did you see that?
On YouTube.
Oh, man. At YouTube.
Another YouTube video.
So, this...
It's also like the Friday 13th game, right?
Yeah, I play that one.
Yeah.
Not good, but I play that one. But this one is a little bit like the Assassin's Creed. It looks really good. This one's coming out from Titan Comics. Titan Comics is really good at the video game books. Now, one of my favorite publishers right now, Zenescope, has a new horror book coming out. This one is called Peekaboo. What are you doing? What are we doing? Peekaboo looks really, really dark. It's a Zenescope book. It's a #1.
Like the head. It's dark like the head.
Yes, it's dark just like the head. I'd say pick it up. This is going to be a good book. Don't miss. I've been loving what Zenescope's doing nowadays, and Friendly Neighborhood Comics is a big fan of Zenescope. So, yeah, right, Julian?
Yes.
Yeah?
The head says yes, too.
Yeah, see, yes. Julian and Atomic Robo both love Zenescope. So, something to pick up, something to look at, and look forward to February. I highly recommend you putting all these books on your pull list, either at your local comic book store or Friendly Neighborhood Comics. We'll get them all for you. Don't worry about it. They'll be in stock. So, if you like this video, I highly recommend you hitting the like button. Right, Julian?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And subscribe.
And subscribe. See, he was saying it before I did. You should subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you in the store.